Just yesterday, as you know, in my State of the City speech, I talked about the indomitable spirit of our city. And I said that no matter how bad things get, New Yorkers can get through anything as long as they work together. And almost immediately after I finished the speech, I think we proved that once again. When a US Airways pilot made an incredibly skillful emergency landing in the Hudson River, New Yorkers wasted no time in helping the plane's passengers get to safety. Our finest and bravest workers from the Office of Emergency Management, the Port Authority Police, the U.S. Coast Guard, ferry crews from New York Waterways and Circle Line, EMT, and everyday citizens made split-second decisions that resulted in a dramatic rescue. And because of their efforts and the calm, steady leadership shown by the plane's pilot and crew, miraculously, all 155 people on that plane made it to safety. We saw a lot of heroism in the Hudson yesterday. Unfortunately, one of those heroes, the plane's pilot, Captain Chelsea Sullenberger, couldn't be here. He is not able to speak to the media while the NTSB is conducting its investigation. Hemingway defined heroism once as grace under pressure, and I think it's fair to say that Captain Sullenberger certainly displayed that yesterday, and his brave actions have inspired millions of people in the city and millions more around the world. I have a key to the city right here. This is what it looks like for those of you that have never seen one. And I'm going to hold on to it until we have the opportunity to present it to the incredibly brave pilot, co-pilot, and the crew of US Airways Flight 1549. Many of those who aided in the rescue efforts yesterday were our neighbors from across the other side of the Hudson, New Jersey, and I wanted to make mention of them and give them credit for all their incredible efforts as well. From the Red Cross workers who helped keep people warm to the emergency service personnel who transported passengers to New Jersey hospitals. One of the reasons that our rescue effort was so successful yesterday is that we were prepared, and we have three of our commissioners here who I wanted to point out: Ray Kelly of the NYPD, Nick Scapetta of the FDNY, and Joe Bruno of the Office of Emergency Management to thank for that. Our emergency response agencies, police, fire, and the Office of Emergency Management routinely conduct simulations and drills to strengthen their disaster capabilities. We also have a very sound command structure that clearly lays out how emergency response agencies should work together, and yesterday I think they did that beautifully. And I'd just like to take the opportunity now to recognize some members of the emergency response teams who really distinguished themselves yesterday and to present them with certificates of honor. All of the training, which nobody pays much attention to when we do it, but when we need it, it has thankfully been done, I think was demonstrated yesterday. If you want to know why our emergency responders work so hard and what they do normally, day in and day out, it's getting ready for those few times, thankfully not that many, but those few times when incredible heroism and cooperation and skills all have to be brought together, and you saw that yesterday. So I'm going to call the names of some of the recipients and give them a certificate. We have fancier ones being printed, which they will get, but at the moment we have a sort of made-up one that just expresses our thanks. We didn't want to have to wait. So from the police department, first, NYPD Sergeant Michael McGinnis. And it even has your name on it, if that worked. Congratulations. Emergency Service Detectives James Cole and John McKenna. I think that should be yours. And, oh, there you are. Detective Sean Mulcahy and Detective Robert Murfield. Okay, nice to see you. So cheese the cameras. All the best. And NYPD scuba divers, Detectives Michael Delaney and Robert Rodriguez. Well, I pointed out yesterday when I saw them, they were in their dry suits. Those were dry suits?
Yes.
All the best. Congratulations. Thank you. Now, from the FDNY Marine Company 1, Captain Richard Johnson. Captain. Pilot Robert Spardaro. Congratulations. Thank you. Marine Engineer Pat Assestagar. Did I get that right?
Pretty close.
Pretty close. I have trouble with Bloomberg. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Firefighter John Rizzo. John. And firefighter Tom Sullivan. Tom.
Thank you, Max.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, from members of Ladder Company 21, Captain Pat Lawler. Or Paul Lawler. Paul Lawler. Captain. Firefighter Michael Povolny. All the best. Firefighter Brian McLaughlin. And firefighter Stefan Arts. Stefan? Then we have EMS personnel, Lieutenant Luis Corrales. There you are. Congratulations. EMT Terrence Chalderadot. And EMT Ephraim Yahosef. Congratulations. There you go. And from our Office of Emergency Management Planning Specialist, Erin McLachlan. Erin? Nice to see you. From the Port Authority, Police Captain Kevin Feeney. Kevin? Captain? You're welcome. And Officer John Rice. All the best. Now, another big part of responding to disaster, as you know, is the ability to think on your feet and to be innovative with the resources at your disposal. Our finest and bravest do that every day, and yesterday I think the whole world saw just how good they are. Many other New Yorkers showed that same determination to do everything possible immediately to help those in need. For example, when our firefighters arrived at the scene yesterday, you should know that Circle Line Sightseeing had a boat full of tourists in the harbor. The Circle Line crew, led by General Manager Andres Sapak and Boat Captain Michael Duffy, quickly got all of the passengers off of the ferry so that our firefighters, rescue workers, and divers could get on and make their way out to the crash site. And to everyone at Circle Line, I'd just like to say thanks for your quick thinking and for letting us borrow the boat. We did give it back at the end of the day. This is a story of heroes, something straight out of a movie script. But if it had been a movie, people probably wouldn't have believed it. It was too good to be true. The perfect landing, the phenomenal response, the rescue of every single person. But if there ever is a movie, one of the star characters, along with Chelsea Sullenberg III, will undoubtedly be Alan Warren, New York Waterways Director of Ferry Operations. Alan gave the order to send the first ferries out to the crash site and to set up triage stations at points along the harbor. New Yorkers will long remember the images of passengers making their ways across the plane's wings to the safety of those boats. And at yesterday's press conference, I think Alan was very humble about his actions. He said it wasn't even something he thought about. He and his crew just reacted the way they were trained to do. I happen to think it was a lot more than that. And Alan, I just wanted to thank you for all of your and all your crew for their extraordinary efforts, and to everyone at New York Waterway, including Alan Imperatori Sr. and Arthur Imperatori Sr. and Arthur Imperatori Jr. and Bill Wachtel. And as a small token of our appreciation that New Yorkers have for these heroes, we have 3 more certificates to honor Alan Warren, Andres Sapak, and Michael Duffy. There you are. Great. Congratulations to all of you. The group that is today with us today is responsible for a great success, but it is also representative of an awful lot of people who participated in the heroic rescue. Now, we know there were others, and we're happy to present them with certificates as well, and we'll try to get as inclusive a group as we possibly can. But pulling together the names this morning, we just wanted to get a little bit from each area because they do represent all of the men and women that they work with and train with every single day. Let me make one final point. In the State of the City yesterday, I spent a lot of time discussing the challenges we face. And yes, those challenges really are very real. But looking back at the events of the last 20-odd hours, I don't see how we can help but not be optimistic. We here live in a city filled with people who are able to face any challenge and overcome any obstacle when they work together. And that really does make not just me, but all of us so proud to be New Yorkers today and every day.